Welcome back, guys, to episode 11 of Primo Talk. We're here with myself, Kevin, and also my other cousins. You guys could introduce yourselves, one by one.
What's up, Andres?
As you can see,
our timing.
I won't say anything.
Our timing is good.
Our timing is still horrible, guys. Bear with us.
Yeah, our timing is pretty bad.
Crystal.
My name is Slim Shady.
She is Slim Shady. She started rapping.
I am Slim Shady.
And Andres is...
Andres. I don't think I have a...
Andres is Andres.
Andres.
So we all kind of decided to talk about this topic that we all kind of like related to in a way. I saw it recently on Instagram, kind of like a big thing going on with Latinos, kind of like the no Sabo kid subject. I thought it would be kind of interesting just to see where our take in it falls. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
The no
I
Sabo.
hate you, Krista. I know you're judging me this whole time. I can see your eyes just judging me.
It's just the way that you approach the question.
About the no Sabo.
I'm sorry.
I can feel the judgment from over here.
I know.
Do you guys consider yourselves a no Sabo?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
You guys do?
Yeah.
Andres?
Yeah.
I don't, honestly.
I know. I mean, you shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I should.
You definitely should.
I really can't, I'm like, nah. I feel like I'm the one that knows the most.
You don't.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I know the most, like Spanish and
You
everything.
were born on the dirt of the motherland.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That was
Like,
my first language. That was my first language.
what, Spanish?
Spanish. I mean,
You still don't know it?
yeah, I feel like... No, I know it. I speak it a lot more now because of like work reasons. I'm the only translator, so then I kind of got used to it, and I feel like I feel like that's honestly a great lesson.
Wait, you're the
Because
translator?
it's not. Yeah, I'm always the translator, and
Yeah,
then I'm just like,
damn. That's a
and
rough
then-
translation.
But
then.
the part is that like, so I don't even know half of these words in English sometimes. They'll be
You
like
don't know
saying
them in
these big
Spanish?
words. Yeah, and I'm like,
at all.
no, they're just like big words. They're saying like some big ass words, and I'm like,
Nice.
I got
Anyways.
nothing.
Sorry, Aylin, you froze for us.
Yeah,
Oh, good, like,
Oh,
minute.
sorry. But I
You
say
got
yeah,
that,
I
you got
don't
nothing,
know it
though.
much.
That's
I
funny.
learned new Spanish words
All I
every
heard
day.
was
Not
like, I
gonna
got
lie.
nothing. Huh?
I learn new Spanish words every day. Not gonna lie, especially at work. I heard new Spanish words.
I feel like when I was in high school, it was bad.
All
It
right,
was-
wait. How about we continue this conversation for a little bit in Spanish?
Yo no hablo español.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Come
Well,
on.
what about our viewers?
Oh, no, it
Wait,
should
what
be
about-
yo no sabo español.
I mean, if
There
you're
you
listening
go.
to this Primo Talk, if you should know
It's just
some Spanish.
I have some people that watch it and they don't know no Spanish.
Well, just say Google Translate right now, guys. Have that Google Translate up to the microphone and then this thing. I mean,
Oh, that gets me nervous.
well, talking in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
because we
speaking
never really
on the
like
spot.
speak Spanish with each other,
Spanglish. Can we speak Spanglish? I rock in like speaking Spanglish.
You
I
rock?
speak
Spanglish.
Spanglish.
Okay.
Oh, I speak Spanglish a lot. That's for sure.
Okay is a universal name, a word. So okay, that's what I said. Okay in Spanish.
In Spanish,
Nah.
no.
No.
Crystal.
You say it with an
That's
accent.
funny.
Oh, last time we're like, how do you say marshmallow? Marshmallow?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow?
Marshmallow.
Okay, no, but for real.
You see
What do
that
you
where
guys-
it's like, how do you say skunk in Spanish? Like skonka.
I was gonna say skonka. So how do you say skunk in Spanish?
I don't know, but I know it's not skonka.
How do you say
Let's see.
sorrio? I think it's sorrio.
Sorrio, yeah.
Yeah, it is real.
But they're like skonka.
Skonka.
That's really funny.
But I feel like that's, because
What?
I feel like I've had experiences like that, but with both languages. Like one time I was talking to my mom and asked her, "Mom, what is the masa called in English?" And she's like, "Masa?" Like,
Yeah, that sounds like my
and
mom.
I'm like, never mind, because I
Isn't it
forget what it
dough?
was. Oh, there you go.
Isn't it though?
Isn't
Yeah.
it? No, because isn't dough
Isn't it
like just
different?
pizza?
That's why.
What
Isn't
did
it
you
a
just
top-
What's
say, Aylin?
masa?
What?
Doughs for pizza?
Pizza
Yeah,
dough,
it's
Isn't
but
it the
it's not
same?
the same thing as.
It's
Oh
masa
wait,
for tamales.
Isn't it the
It's
same
not
thing?
like
masa is
masa for tamales.
different.
I mean, but it's still
it's
dough,
I don't
isn't
think
it?
It's
so.
I mean,
like
it's different
flavor,
ingredients, but it's like,
texture.
isn't it like the same texture?
No,
It's
it's not the same texture. It's more crumbly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what is it
Dough
then?
is
Isn't it dough?
smooth.
Isn't it like a type of dough?
No.
No.
No, we're having an English lesson now.
You're like, no.
But
Nosotros no sabemos nada aquí. You see? I talk Spanish. I'm the first one to talk Spanish out of everyone here. Come on. Vámonos.
Heard him
Vámonos.
say
Español.
aquí.
Todos.
No.
What'd you say,
I
patojos?
was the first one to
No,
speak.
like right now. Like as in this episode.
That's
Oh,
why.
I they call us
When?
I
patojos.
said,
No.
and I was singing in Spanish earlier.
But what's weird about Spanish is that, especially here, like our Spanish spoken here is not the correct Spanish.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's not at all.
Car, we say carro when it's supposed to be
As we
coche
What's it?
and stuff like that. A lot of stuff like that. Like
Do
my
you
Spanish
guys
teacher.
do you
But
guys
that's
use
Spain
like vos?
Spanish.
Do you guys use that word?
No,
I've
it's
never used that word before.
What word?
it's regular
Vos.
Spanish.
Vos?
Vos.
Crystal, that's not a Mexican thing.
I'm not saying it's like it has to
It's
be a
more of a
Mexican
Central.
thing.
That's more Central American.
But that's
You know
the thing with
Central
Spanish
American?
is different
Mucha.
though, you know?
Like
Mucha.
mucha,
It's
mira.
not.
What about puchica?
Yeah,
That's
from-
Guatemalan. Puchica?
Chica, yeah, that's one.
That's Guatemalan.
Wait, I've
Patojo.
heard, okay.
Puchis.
Patojos is a Guatemalan word too. Patojos.
What do you guys? Morros,
means
no?
kids.
Isn't morros like another
I
thing
like-
that means kids? Like morro?
Yeah, but
Like
I
a
don't think
morro?
that's more. Is
Like
it?
your guy, like
that
your
Mexican?
dude, like guy. Yeah,
That's
I
what that
think
means,
it's Mexican,
morro?
like mora is the same thing. It's like
Mhm.
girl, like chick.
I thought it was like referring to kids.
Yeah. That's the biggest. I thought he froze, but he just was staring.
Did you get lost? Okay, no, but for us, what is your guys' opinions about being or like of people being an Sabo?
Well,
Kid.
I've had.
Well, by people, if you mean myself, then I think of
Well, I didn't
it.
want to say you guys are like. I just
Hey,
no,
she
we're
just called
definitely
herself.
general. I just
She just
said
called
put it
herself.
in general.
I'm a no sabo and I'm proud.
Go, Crystal.
Rise. Arriba no sabos.
Wait, I have a.
Arriba no sabes. That was funny. Arriba no sabes. Damn, did both of them freeze?
My turn?
They
You
did,
were
right?
talking.
She
Yeah, I
asked
know,
you
but
the
then
question.
everybody started talking.
Go.
Wait.
Just go.
I'll ask you another question after, or to everyone else.
Go, Crystal.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like as a no sabo kid myself, we get so much not hate, but we're like downplayed or not downplayed, but it's like we're not seen as part of the group because we don't speak perfect Spanish, and people think that to be Latino or Latina, it means that you have to speak this language correctly. But it's like it doesn't even just come with the language; it comes with like appreciation of your culture, and literally just being who you are as a Latino. But I feel like
Can I make a
What?
Can I make a comment about that?
ah,
Okay, so I kind of agree with like knowing the language. I'm not trying to say like, oh yeah, I'm professional or anything, because I'm not. Obviously, I still consider myself an Osabo because I still feel like I still have a long way to learn some other words. Because half the time I'm speaking Spanglish, but I do think if you're trying to appreciate the culture, that means that should also include wanting to know the language.
see, but that's where it's difficult, literally, in the history of people who grew up here in the United States. For the longest time, people who grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, they were told by their parents to not speak Spanish here in the US, not because they were not great, like they didn't appreciate their culture, but because they received so much hate because of it. There's so much history behind why there's so many people who like per se, like as an example, identify as Chicano. You know, they don't identify as Mexican, they don't identify as American, they identify as Chicano. But it's like the same thing. It's like it's within that own culture, but it also comes with like so much appreciation and like so much livelihood within who they are. And it doesn't mean that they don't want to be Latino or Latina. It's just it's not even just a lifestyle. It's just the way it is, and it doesn't make you any less.
I have a question. So, for me, well, in my perspective, because I have kids, I talked to their mom, and the first thing that we said is we're gonna teach them Spanish because we don't want them being just like English. It was very important to us that they learn Spanish. The reason I'm no Sabo, more like no Sabo kid, because my dad only talked just English to me, and he wanted to talk English to me, so I would just learn English. But for me, like I feel like it's necessary to know Spanish, at least somewhat. Like you don't have to be fluent, but at least try to, just because it's your heritage that you're paying off to, you know, and that's important. As long as you're trying and doing something for your heritage, that's what's important. And that's what
I'm not saying that I don't think that you need to learn it. What I'm saying is like it is good to know, but we also shouldn't bash those who don't.
No, yeah, I'm not saying that you should bash, but I think it should be something that like it should be one of your priorities to try to learn them at least. Yeah. Just because, like, for example, like, I mean, you guys we're all saying like we're considered no Sabo, but what I 100% will consider no Sabo, and I don't know if he watches our videos, but I'm gonna say my brother.
Oh, I knew she was gonna say that. I knew she was gonna say that.
My brother, he is 100% a no Sabo. He understands, but he cannot speak it whatsoever.
He can't hold the conversation in Spanish.
He could probably be like saying no gracias or yes please.
Sí, por favor.
He doesn't even say that. He just says yes please.
Wait. Like the way he says, it's funny the way he says por favor, because he doesn't roll his R's.
Yeah, he says por favor.
How does he say?
No, he says por favor.
Por favor.
Por favor.
Oh damn.
Por favor.
No, but like that's what I mean. Like we like at least in our generation, we at least know half and half to, and at least to be able to get by, have a small conversation, get to where we're going. But like the new generation, like my brother, don't know nothing.
That's true.
Like there's no way
they understand it, right?
Like if we were to throw them in the middle, they understand it. But how is he gonna? Let's say someone doesn't know any type of English. I mean, any type of Spanish. How is he gonna communicate with them? Like, what is he gonna tell them?
You said it right the first time. Any type of English. How is he gonna communicate with them?
Oh yeah.
Just speak English, Aylin.
Yeah, if someone doesn't know any type of English, how is he gonna communicate with them? Like they're gonna tell him like, oh, like, do you need help? And he's gonna be like, yeah, and then they're gonna be like, okay, with what? And he's gonna be like,
see,
like,
I have a question.
Signals, you know?
I have a question specifically for Andres because he's in a different category from us, just because he was born in Guatemala, and then his mom and dad pretty much just spoke
they only spoke like
Spanish.
Spanish. Oh my god.
Him. So, so like, what's your perspective on this? Because you're on a different bracket from us.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's different, right? So it's like I don't like, I guess, look down or bash anyone that doesn't really speak Spanish, just because I understand that that's not the way they were raised, you know. And it's just like, I mean, my Spanish is pretty good. I could go like the whole day and have like conversations in Spanish the whole day, and like I'm fine unless I do get stuck sometimes. Like when it's like, because there's levels to Spanish, right? There's like the Spanish, and then there's like the you really know Spanish, you know? And I'm kind of like right above, like, I feel like I know basic Spanish. I mean, not basic, I guess like intermediate is where I'm at, kind of.
I feel like right now that you're saying the levels, I feel like Kevin and Crystal and I, like us, we're in the we know Spanish, and you're like at least two steps ahead. Up.
Yeah, I'm not
and
like.
And just like that highest.
Yeah,
like at least that's what I'm saying. Like at least 2 steps.
Because I know some people that like know that language. And it's hard.
There is a level. There is a level up there, like, and I'm just like, no.
There is also a thing attached to El Sabo is the accent that we have talking Spanish.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
And then that's the main thing, that we have the accent that comes along with, like, you know. I think. Do you think you have it, Andres? I don't think you have it at all. The accent in
Spanish.
Do Do you?
No, I don't think so.
I'm,
I mean,
when
just
I
when
heard
it
you
comes
talk
to some
Spanish,
words,
no.
like when it comes to some words, I guess I get stuck a little bit. But like I said, just like basic stuff, like I don't think I have like an accent. At least I don't.
Because
You could
sometimes
ask
when
me
I'm
anything
talking
right now.
Spanish, I can hear it in my head. Like I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. It sounds so white.
You're like, oh.
No, I feel like, okay, what I've been told, because like from both sides, that I have an accent on both on my English and both on my Spanish.
You just yeah.
because
Well,
every
for
time
your
I speak to
English, you just have that Latina
yeah,
English
I,
accent.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I don't like that I have that. I don't like that I have the accent in either because and the reason I'm gonna say that is because people think I'm a lot dumber. Like they talk to me like I'm a lot dumber because I have a Spanish accent.
It's
And
not.
then
Oh,
because of I have an accent in Spanish, people don't want to talk to me because they're like, oh, she has an accent. She sounds so white, whatever.
I recently
Got an
figured this
accent.
out. Is LA girls who were raised in like LA and like stuff like that have a different accent from like people like girls who were raised like in the valley and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And at work, there's a lot of valley girls, and they have like that really white voice.
Mhm.
And I have a few of like my coworkers who were raised in LA. I'm like, oh yeah, you could tell she's from LA. She has that little, a little
But I
accent.
feel like I myself, not that I'm like proud of it, obviously, but I feel like I have a bit
It's
like
like-
of a valley girl.
No, not real. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I think
No,
it's
you
just
I
because I say
know.
like a lot.
No, you don't.
I think
No,
it's
you
just because I
don't.
say
No,
like
no,
a lot. But I think that's maybe
No,
like an
you
LA
don't.
thing.
no,
I
Crystal.
don't really.
No,
No, Crystal. No, no,
Oh,
Crystal.
that's good to hear.
no, you're good.
It's very different. Like Valley and like LA people, the way they talk, it's very different.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
feel like the valley girls are like, I'm so yeah.
Yeah. You see, that's valley girl.
They exaggerate the accent.
Like,
I'm like,
I'm gonna get my Starbucks.
Like,
Stuff like
It's
that.
exactly.
just
like,
about dragging
Crystal,
the words
you
a little
know,
bit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
has
Like-
everyone watched
like-
Fish? Wait, have you guys watched Fish Hooks?
Because like if you're from LA, you just talk.
Fishes.
I don't know. You talk
Fish
a little. You speed your
hooks.
word.
Oh, fish hooks. The Disney
Okay,
show?
so yeah, you know the pink fish,
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Yeah, that's a valley girl.
Yeah. No,
She's
shame to
like,
the valley
you
girls
need to
though. Oh,
No,
kind of.
No, not talking bad about them.
Okay. Chat.
It's just like saying like that's the accent, but like,
Yeah.
Do you guys think Arlene has
but
that
like, yeah,
Valley
I
girl
guess
accent?
maybe like LA is
A little bit.
Eileen? No.
No,
Arlene. Our
Arlene.
cousin.
Arlene.
Yeah, because she was raised in
She's
the
a
Valley,
Valley.
like
Way different accent.
her own little like.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, because
She
I'm
has
thinking
her own
about it,
little
I can't
accent,
tell.
but it's definitely not a Valley Girl accent. No, she has like a way different accent.
Yeah.
And when she speaks Spanish too.
Yeah,
Like she just has a completely different accent.
I've never heard
I
of
don't think I've heard it. I
thinking
don't think
about
I've
it.
heard it. But I
Speak
have
Spanish?
heard it on certain people. I have heard it on certain people who are from the valley because at UCLA there was a lot of valley girls, like a lot. So I
Yeah.
was able to. So they
Catch it.
they were the main ones that told me I had an accent.
Yeah. That's funny.
I think what creates our accent, like, or Eileen's accent, I don't know if Eileen and I have the same accent, but I'll just say Eileen's accent. It's like the mix of the English words, but like with a Spanish pronunciation.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that comes from speaking Spanglish.
Yeah, no, that's true because
Mm.
even Crystal has like she does make fun of me for certain words that I can't say in English.
I make fun
Well,
of a
there's
lot.
always that one word you can't say. What's that word?
Specific.
Yeah.
Specific.
Yeah.
Specific.
Specific.
You can say it. I can't say the word Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
That's a
Right?
true
It's
shit.
hard. It's really hard.
Massachusetts.
Oh my
I
god, now I can't
stop.
say it.
Massachusetts?
I'm not gonna-
Much.
That's
Now I'm
you
thinking
guys we can't talk
Massachusetts.
But
English or
what?
Spanish.
You know what word was very hard for me to say in Spanish?
What?
I have to say it slow. Aceite. There you go.
Aceite.
Aceite?
Aceite.
Aceite?
Yeah,
I thought it was
like
gonna be
it was
longer.
No, it was
Me
just
too.
that.
Yeah, me
That
too. I was
word
like,
is so
aceite.
hard for me to say sometimes.
Try to say it like quick.
Because
Wait.
I
Oh
say
yeah, that's what.
I say
I say.
It's
She's,
the-
Aceite.
she's like, I say.
You know what I have trouble with? It is
Bro.
60 and 70 in Spanish.
Oh, 60
yeah,
y
yeah.
70.
I just
70,
70.
70. What's the difference?
Okay, imagine.
Say
70.
say se.
I don't think she should be asking you this. I don't think she should be asking you.
Setenta.
Okay, I tried to say
Setenta.
60,
60 is
70.
60
Oh, yeah.
and 70 is 70?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
don't say the extra S in 70. Like you
Exactly.
would in 60.
60.
I
Okay.
used to have that trouble a lot because I used to be a
60,
cashier. So I was just
Yeah,
saying
I
one.
still
I
have
would
trouble
just,
with that.
I would literally just say one of them. I would just say one of them, and like whatever
like-
they ended up, you know, like if they gave me when they gave me the change, I'd just be like, you guys are missing 10 cents.
Sometimes I just say it.
That's funny.
I was
Sometimes I just
like,
say this.
I'm close because it's only 10 cents. If you think about it, it's only 10 cents.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are missing
And
10
they don't
cents.
know. They think like, oh, maybe I could just think I counted wrong, you know, like.
Sometimes I just say it in like in a Spanglish way. I'm like, 60-21.
Holy crap, that's bad.
That's really bad.
That's bad.
I was like, because I didn't want to confuse the 60 and 70. So I was just like, you know, I was going to say 60-21, but please. Por favor.
Dude, that's bad.
How do you?
That's funny.
Yeah, I know. But no, it's improved now. It's improved now.
I feel like the
That was
more
back
you
then.
use it, the more you use it,
Yeah.
it starts to help. Because like I feel like once I started working is because I had to use
Yeah,
Spanish so
same.
much, and especially like the jobs that we worked at, you know, like grocery stores, fast food, etc. There's a lot of Latinos that come in there, so you got to speak. And I feel like from that, it helped me so much to speak it that I can kind of I can kind of have a conversation with people, but not with people that I'm not comfortable with. That's in general.
You feel comfortable speaking Spanish like with us?
No, I don't like talking to you guys.
That's messed up.
Yes, on the
No,
podcast with you guys.
I don't like talking to you guys. That's just so.
No, but like if I have to speak it, then obviously like I'll just speak it. Like when I used to work at LA Fitness, I was half of the janitors were only speaking Spanish. So when a general, like, you know, one of the general managers, well, not general managers, district managers will come, they'll tell me, oh, like you need to tell them to do this and that. So then like I'll call them and then I'll just be like, you know, translating the conversation. But like from that I gain practice. I still think I need more practice where I could be like, you know, 100% and I can finally, you know, sound better.
For me, 70% of the conversations I have is in Spanish at work. Like,
Yeah,
we have a
70%?
lot of Spanish people at work. Yeah,
70?
that's at least my estimate. Like, it's a
70?
lot. Yeah. We have a lot. We have a lot of like tourists from like Spain, Argentina, and like the South American countries, and then obviously like Mexico and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always funny because sometimes I talk to them and they'll use different words for different things because they're different from different like parts. So I just try to keep it basic.
No, I get it. When I used to work at the Urban Pet, I was the only girl there who understood and spoke Spanish. But because it was like people who spoke such like beautiful fluent Spanish, I would feel I was very much not confident with the way that I would speak it. But gradually, like having conversations with those same people, the more that they would ask me questions and the more that they would just like bring things up, I started to get super confident with speaking Spanish to them. And then I was like, you know what I mean?
I feel like
Google Translate.
I feel like
no, but there was times
words.
Yeah, but there was times where they would ask me a question and I'd be like, I don't even know what that word is. So I'd have to like be like, excuse me 1 second, Google Translate really quickly. Like, how do you say this in Spanish? Like avena. I didn't know oats. I didn't know how to say that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I did not know that. So really, but that's like very important when you're like in a pet store, you know, avena is like a really like big thing. So I had to learn how to say avena. And then I got it and I was speaking it in every sentence.
How do you say frame in Spanish?
Frame?
I know it. I know actually. I actually figured out at work how to say it because I heard it so many times.
Wait, I feel like I heard my mom say it so many times.
There's another word. That's the first word that people mostly say, but there's another word that's actually the actual word.
Oh my god, I have it in my head. It just doesn't come out of my tongue.
What letter does it start with?
M.
M?
Wait, M.
Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
No,
was it
then
with
I don't
frame?
know which one the
Oh,
word
yeah,
frame
then
The
is.
I don't know.
actual word for frame is marco.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Okay, but the
That's the
other
actual
word?
word. The
frame.
other one's guardo or something
That's
like
what I was,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one that I
But I
was.
can't say it, but the other word was a lot easier. So,
But see,
and
it's
then
Wait,
it's
what's the
the
other
confusing
word?
with those because then you have guardo, cuarto, and cuatro.
see,
Those
that's
are
why
3 words that sound exactly the same.
that's why I use marco because that's the actual word for
Marco, I've
frame.
never heard of that word.
Yeah, Marco.
It's the
Interesting.
proper word for frame.
But it's usually
Marco.
cuarto and cuatro that sometimes, like if I'm in the middle of a conversation, I will probably
Yeah, mix them together.
those two
But I
up.
feel like if the sentence made sense, people will get it.
Yeah,
Context
maybe.
clues.
They're like, she added an extra syllable to that. Like that's
Hey,
an
they
interesting
could
way
have
to
just thought
say
like
it.
you were saying it too fast. I don't know. I don't feel like I haven't heard people make that trouble that much.
Yeah.
But
Cuarto,
But
cuatro.
I don't know. There's times where, even with my my family, it just feels like they see us as less because we don't speak it
Yeah.
fluently.
I don't think
Well,
so.
I
You can
Not
experienced
because we
even
don't speak it at all, but because we don't. It's like because we don't speak it fluently. But it's like not even just with them. It's people who, like, even some of my friends, like, I feel like they think that I'm obviously I'm an Sabo kid, but that they don't see me as like Latin or Latina because of the way that I speak it or the way that I grew up. The fact that I was like born and raised here in Los Angeles, so like I'm more prone to speak Spanglish than I would like the whole language just like perfectly.
yeah.
I experienced this kind of like firsthand in the motherland when I went to Guatemala.
Motherland.
Like it was very like what's that right word? Kind of like overwhelming. Kind of like you were scared just to talk because you knew like you didn't sound right compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
And like yeah. And then when I recently went by myself, it's kind of like it was hard because I had to hold conversations like in Spanish, and I know I stumble a lot with my words, so it was kind of like
Were you nervous?
you know
Like,
frustrating at the same time. I was
Yeah.
nervous. Yeah, I was definitely nervous because I speak fast sometimes, and my words just mumble, like just even in English. So like
Yeah.
it's
like,
even
That's
worse in
how
Spanish.
yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
See, but the thing that comes with like not the stress of it, but just like the annoyance, I guess you can say, of it is like here in this country you feel as though you're not American enough because you have those roots, but also like to people or when you happen to be in the country where you descend from, you also don't feel like you're as much over there as well. Like there's no really in between for you because you do come from these roots, but you're not from there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like there's still a wall.
Yeah, there's
A small
literally
little
a wall
wall.
and you're just in between.
No, that's true. I
But at
completely
the same
agree.
time, you feel at home though, because even though I couldn't speak it, you just felt like these are my
This is where you
people.
belong.
You know,
These are
Oh,
my
obviously,
people.
because there's like
These
there's
are my
things
people.
that
These are my
These are my
people.
because there's some sort of there's this feeling that you can relate to that
Yeah.
you cannot relate to because this country's so diverse and the people that we talk to on a daily like basis. So being able to just solely be within like a whole community of like your people, you know, like it feels nice. Like you feel seen, like you don't feel invisible for the first time.
I agree. Somewhat.
Like when Aylin when I went to Mexico for the
First time?
concert for the Beach Fest, I've never been surrounded by that many Latinos before in my life, and it felt so like
It felt like at home.
liberating and empowering in a way.
It feels nice.
That's funny.
It feels really nice.
It's because like we were literally surrounded by pure Latinos. It's like, where have you guys all been my whole life? You know,
and it's like, and it's not even just that. It's like being surrounded by food and music that we all grew up listening to. Like it felt like such a like like she said, like it felt like home. Like it felt like such a nice, like it was such a nice scenery, and like
especially
it was
since no
just
one
awesome.
knows us. Like, I'm pretty sure we all had like different backgrounds before we even got there. We have different stories and everything, but no one knows it. So we're just like vibing, just singing the same songs. And as long as we're singing all the same songs, we're cool. Like we're
all
you know,
friends.
we're all friends. And in the end, even though we don't know each other and probably would never see each other again.
Friends.
Paso, paso, entre
Entre
tú. Okay, wait, no,
tú.
copyright. Never mind. La, 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 la,
Oh,
la.
yeah. You can't do that.
You know what's
that's like a
funny?
song,
Like, people when I work, when people at work always kind of like, especially the Spanish speakers, like, they look at me and they try talking English to me. They're like, how much is the photo? And then I can tell they're like from Spanish. And then I talk Spanish, and then I start talking Spanish to them. They're like, oh, and then they get like so
Hablas
happy.
español?
Do you ever
Like,
have
And
this?
then-
I get that too. But I think that a lot of people don't think that I'm Latina. Like to
Really?
them, I don't look Latina.
Mhm.
I look completely different.
What
They-
would
I
you
look-
I
think
mean,
you
I
look
would.
like?
I feel like you do.
Obviously not white, but
Nah.
they tell me I look like different ethnicities. Like anything
I
other
can
than
pass you as like a Persian.
Honestly, I
I've
can
never
believe that.
I've heard Indian, I've heard
no.
Armenian, I've heard so many.
I
But
could believe that because
being
I've been.
Latina, like it's rare when I get those people who come up to me just already speaking Spanish or asking me questions, and
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, okay.
damn,
know-
I have the
Wait,
I
have
have
you
the
guys ever
opposite
been
experience.
considered? Have you guys ever been? Have you guys ever been confused as something else?
People don't
Confused.
think you speak English
Yeah, people come up to me and just like
unless because you
speaking
said
Spanish, and I'm like, fuck. You know? Like, I'm saying I have the opposite
Like, never had
experience
the
as Crystal. Yes, that's funny. That's why I was laughing
My
because
mom
I have
gets
the
mad
opposite.
when I tell her this because she's like, "These people are freaking stupid." La da 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 da. My mom is very sensitive to when people judge us.
Yeah, she kind of is.
She gets really mad. She gets really, really mad. But she's like, freaking people are so freaking stupid. How do you not look Latina? Da, 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 da. Even I'm
I
like,
imagine your mom.
That's funny.
No, but have you guys ever been
I
confused
love
as something
him. I love
else?
him so much.
I've been confused as Middle Eastern.
Same.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember
same.
this. I remember when I went to Toyota to get my oil change. When I went to Toyota to get my oil change, this guy comes up to me. He just stares at me for a long time. He's one of the workers, by the way, and he's like, "Are you from the Middle East?" And I'm like, "No."
No.
And he's like, "Are you Latina?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, that's what I was thinking the second time, but I thought you were from the Middle East, and I was gonna ask you from where." And he was gonna start a conversation, and I'm like, "I don't know." But
Well,
I
you
guess
never
the way he
know. I
said
mean,
it.
all of us, we do have a little bit of Spaniard in us. Obviously,
That's true.
because of-
Technically,
yeah, you know
All
what
of
I
our
mean?
last names, right?
But
Technically, we all have Spanish, you know.
technically, we all have a little bit of español inside of us.
I hate that. I hate that. Dude, I hate how they pronounce the
The
S.
accent?
I hate
No,
the S.
no hate, no hate, no hate, no hate. We don't have hate
No
here.
hate.
Again, I'm
I
I'm
said-
saying it kind of just annoys me. It just annoys
Yeah,
me.
it's
No,
annoying.
know,
It's like
the-
people who they
Well,
don't say like people who don't say Barcelona. They said, "Oh, I remember when I
Barcelona.
went to Barcelona."
Barcelona.
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 I kind of like the way
no
they
hate
speak
to
that.
the accent.
I kind of like it. It's annoying
No.
after a while, but I kind of
No
like
hate to my European primos. You know what I mean?
European.
I should go like
How
this.
do you say the word? European.
European. European.
European. European.
European.
European.
I said it weird the first time and I heard it. I heard
Like
Onomatopoeia.
Natalia, she's European.
Oh my god, this language is so hard.
No. Cuando hablo español, like mis palabras casi like they get. You see, I can't do a whole sentence.
Wait,
I just forget the words.
Nouns in Spanish is pronunciar, right?
Huh?
Pronunci-
Say it again. Crystal?
Pronunciar.
Wait, say it again
Yeah.
because your thing cut off for me.
Do I sound no
Pronunciar.
sabo or do I sound
Okay.
like all right?
Sí puedo
Yeah, you
hablar
sound no
español,
sabo for sure.
pero hay algunas
shit.
palabras que no puedo pronunciar. There you
No,
I
go.
feel like
fine, that's
Crystal
good.
doesn't.
Nah,
Yeah, I don't
Kristen,
think
you
Kristen
don't
has
have
it.
much of an accent compared to
Yeah.
me.
Thank you.
Yo
feel like you
quiero
have it.
un churro de.
Damn.
Me das 2 tacos de asada.
Hey, does your
Soda?
mom tell you anything?
Have you guys seen that video of Shawty? Wait. Have you guys seen that video of Shawty Bay who she doesn't know Spanish, but instead of saying chorros, she said, "Tengo churros."
What the fuck? That's nasty. That's nasty.
Does my mom think
No.
anything about it?
I
Yeah.
love that so much. Tengo churros.
No, not really. She kind of just makes
She
fun
doesn't
of
tell you
me.
anything?
But I kind of make
Oh,
fun of
she
her
makes
when
fun.
she talks English, so it's even.
That's
It's
fair.
even.
That's funny.
But you, I mean, I feel like you're
Yeah,
in the
they don't
middle,
make
like
fun of
you're
me.
perfect. Like not like
You're perfect. He's not
No,
perfect.
no,
He's
no,
not
I'm not
perfect.
perfect. I'm like far from.
trying to
I'm far
gas you up
from.
over here. I'm not trying to
Not
gas you
I'm
up
far
over here.
from. I'm far from perfect, my
But
guy.
like, as in like accent wise, like
Accent was
like you don't have much of accent
like I
to
said, it
Spanish, and
depends.
then
Like
or you'd have much of accent.
it depends who I'm talking to, you know. Because I know this guy that he was like
You're
a
talking
lawyer
to?
in El Salvador, and he was always making fun of me. He's like, "You don't know how to speak Spanish. Like your Spanish is really bad." And I was like, "I think it's fine.
I
Like
think
everyone understands
just-
me."
I
You know?
feel
Like,
okay. I feel like no matter how good you sound, I think the thought that you were not born there, you're born here,
but the
is
thing is,
always
like,
gonna be like
yeah.
a
no, but the
What
thing
I
with
said.
him is like he was the one that kind of
because like
taught me
the way
about
you're
like the
saying.
levels, you know. He was the one that kind of like, dude, there's levels. You're here,
Mhm.
and he's like, I'm here, like, and then he'll say some basic stuff, but in like in like a really complicated way, where I was like, what the hell did you just say? And then he would like simplify it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
you get me? Like it's just levels to
but
Spanish. Spanish is like a very hard like language, honestly.
but I
But
still feel like
yeah,
that's actually
Spanish is
not
hard
that
to
hard
trust me.
compared
It's
to
not that
other.
hard.
I feel
No, it's
like
hard to trust.
in my
You guys
opinion,
don't
I
know.
feel
It's
like
hard.
English. I feel like English is a lot harder
I
because
think we're very lucky that
I-
English is one of our first languages, because having to study the differences between, first, it's the fact that there's silent letters.
yeah.
Why is it even
God.
in the word if it's silent?
Yeah.
It's
not
when,
useful.
and the thing is that like even when you're in
It's
school,
fine.
okay, no, the thing, this is like so dumb. When you're in school, they tell you which letters are gonna be silent. Okay, they tell you when they're doing the ABCs. Then out of nowhere, you're like writing a word and you write it the way you like it sounds. And I used to hate when they used to tell me just sound it out, sound it out. I'm like, I am sounding it out, but you're telling me to put a Q when there's no K in there. Like,
You know what word I will never, I hate? I just hate reading it.
Hey, this is a strong word.
Kernel.
Kernel. Like
I-
KFC.
There's no in there. There's no R.
Curl.
There's L's and N.
the one word that I'm always gonna hate, and my friends know it, is salmon. I hate the word salmon
Yeah, we went
because
over this
it's
other episode.
it's pronounced salmon. Okay, I don't care
Salmon?
what people say. It's
Salmon?
supposed to be salmon. There's an L.
Salmon.
There's a freaking
Salmon.
L. There's an L there. There's an L. It should be
Silent.
salmon, but it's not salmon. It's salmon. Since
You know what's another
Sand.
one? Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Oh my god!
Lasagna.
No,
Where is
no.
the G?
Wednesday.
Lasagna.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
One of the days we're
Okay.
recording is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
But you get the point. Like I'm trying to say, like at least Spanish. Like if
We
you
should
sound,
protest.
if you know if you know your
Protest
alphabets, if you know the
language.
alphabets and you know the sounds of the alphabet, you will spell the word right. But in English,
I don't think
99%
so.
of the time you're not gonna spell that word right because there's gonna be a silent letter, or there's gonna be two letters for
Okay.
some reason.
I feel like there's like silent
Spelling bee.
letters in Spanish,
Spanish.
but we just don't know the words.
No.
You know, I think that's what
Spelling
it is
bee.
in Spanish. We probably just don't know the words.
Provecho.
But... Provecho.
Pro?
I can spell that.
Prov.
No, spell it in Spanish.
Wait.
Wait,
I mean,
wait. I know.
I know.
I don't think I know my alphabet in Spanish.
I was gonna
Provecho.
say,
I could
that's
do
what I
it. I
said.
could do
If
I mean, if you
Provecho.
sound it out, you could easily get it.
Provecho.
Provecho.
It's
Provecho.
Provecho.
Yeah. You deserve a
Okay,
clap.
now give me a word in English. Give me a word in English and have her spell it.
Nitrous.
Oh,
Look at him. He's already blanking it. Look.
Definition?
Definition. He was driving fast and he hit the nitrous.
That's a sentence.
Oh, definition. Oh, let me give me a second. Definition. My bad. No.
Dude, you're gonna confuse her more with the
the
definition.
definition he gave you a sentence.
Okay, nitrous oxide is a odorless, colorless, non-flammable gas. While nitrous oxide
Oh,
is
nitrogen oxide?
non-flammable, it will support combustion to the same extent as oxygen.
Okay, so
Nitrous. N.
NIC.
Wait, NITR. Is it true? Nitro?
nitre.
Is there an O in
Okay,
there?
so N
Is there an O in there? She's so confused.
R E S.
No,
Yeah.
it's with
Owen.
no.
Wait, am I the
no.
only one that can spell nitrous?
I can't. I spelled nitrogen.
Ah,
Nitrous. See, but like you see the word, you see the point. I think it's
so
hard.
it's not
How do you
that
spell it
hard.
then?
What do you mean? It's NITRIOUS. Am I right?
Yeah.
See, there it
You
was
see?
an O in there. I knew
Yeah,
there
you're
was
See,
right.
an
like,
O.
it's not that hard.
Oh, I
That's the
didn't.
point. Wait, guys. If you guys will want us to play like a game show like this, but like separate from the podcast,
We should have like an
leave a
IQ.
comment. We're
We
actually
should have
down
like
for
an
that.
IQ test.
Like
We should have an IQ test.
who's smarter than a fifth grader, or like Jeopardy or something like that. I think
We
that'd
should
be
have
fun
an
Yeah.
IQ
to
test.
do
If it's
as
pop
a separate
culture
video.
Jeopardy, I know everything pop culture.
Okay,
No, you don't.
but going back to like no Sabo stuff. I mean, we're almost to an hour. I don't know if you guys want to wrap it up or just you guys want to
I
keep
don't
going
think
for a
we
bit.
got everybody's full-on experience about it or anything like that. I feel
I
like you
mean,
were just
I don't
joking.
think we're ever
blabbering
gonna
around. I
do
mean,
that
that's
like in
okay
an
though.
episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of explained my experience in Guatemala when I went. Like it was like
Right.
very hard to hold conversations with my cousins and my tias. There was new words that I didn't even know that they would like
That
say. I'm
existed?
like, yeah, and I kind of just would go along, but like, oh, yeah, I know that
Well,
word,
yeah.
but I really don't
You
know.
didn't
that
know.
word.
You were just like, yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, there's a word for they say for jacket, but it's a whole different word. I forgot. I'm gonna ask my mom later, but
Jacket?
it shocked me. I was like, do you say that? Yeah, it's kind of like a nickname for jacket. They say over there.
Jacket. Oh, it's a nickname. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna know that. I was gonna say jaqueta,
Yeah,
but it's not
it's a
jaqueta.
nickname.
It's not jaqueta.
No,
Jacket.
I have to ask my mom, but it's a funny word, and I was caught off guard when they said it out loud. I was like, what?
It's not sweater.
And then no,
Sweater.
they said something
sweater.
else.
So what's jaqueta?
They said something else over there, but I forgot. Shish.
But when you remember, just let us know.
Jacket.
Oh, how do you say shorts in Spanish?
Shorts.
Shorts.
Shortest.
Shorts.
How do you say
Shorts.
shorts in Spanish?
Shorts.
I don't know if that's how you actually say it, but
How
it
do you
doesn't
say
sound like
shorts?
It's
Yeah, I don't know.
shortest.
It's not shortest.
Is it?
Shortest.
Yeah,
No, I don't
it's
think so.
shortest.
I don't believe
No, it's
it.
not. No, it's not.
Or
I
maybe
don't
there's
think
an
it is.
actual word, but I've always been told ponete
What?
shortest.
What is it?
Yeah, I've always
It's
just
not. I
said
don't think
chores.
it's shortest.
Yeah,
I think
I've,
it's.
I even well,
I feel like
my
it's two
mom
words.
always,
I feel
my
like
mom
it's
always said it.
Yeah.
shortest. Yeah, I
What
don't think
does-
that's actually
what does-
like,
wait,
the actual
wait.
word.
What does provecho mean for you guys?
Like when you're done eating.
Like
What do you-
enjoy, no?
Like aprovechar, like,
Yeah, like-
to.
To enjoy.
Like to enjoy,
To
like
enjoy.
to no wait, it's more like to take
Take advantage.
advantage.
like,
There we
to-
go, take
yeah.
advantage. I was like, how do you say that
Mm.
English word?
Is it?
Yeah,
Because-
it's
What does
more,
it mean?
Aprovechar de ser this,
Because
this, and
it's-
this, and this, and that. Like, I'm gonna
for-
take advantage of the time that I have to do this and this and that.
yeah, like take advantage,
Because
appreciate stuff like that.
well, for me, and then at least in Guatemala, is provecho means enjoy. Like we always say after we
Finish
we
eating.
eat,
Yeah.
or like like provecho,
Provecho.
or before or after.
I've
Like
never
provecho.
heard that before.
But I feel
Like
like
in
That
English.
use in
provecho.
that sentence.
That's
Yeah,
how we use it. At least
you
that's
guys
how I
I
use
feel
it all
like
the time. Provecho.
well, for me, at least, guys, you guys are a little more Mexican than Guatemalan, and we're
Are you
Guatemalan.
hating?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's like
No, but that is true. That is
because
100%
we're more
true.
Guatemalan, so that's why we say provecho.
How do you guys say straw? How do you say straw?
We already had this
Fajilla.
conversation.
Yeah,
Crystal.
we say the conversation.
Oh,
we say
okay.
pejia.
Oh,
Pejia.
no, I don't say that.
You can say
Yeah,
See,
what
that's how you know
exactly.
you're more Mexican.
And that's
than
when
Guatemalan.
that's when the marshmallow came out.
Bon
And
bon.
the marshmallow when we said bon bon.
marshmallow.
Bon bon.
Did you ever
But,
find out what
yeah,
shorts in
no,
Spanish? 'Cause I don't know
Chores,
that
it's
one. It's not
chores.
shorts. I
Not
doubt
chores.
that.
That
It's not
doesn't
that,
sound-
dude. It sounds no. That sounds like
Crystal,
what
have
she
we
said with the
always used
marshmallows.
chores?
I've always used Spanish.
What?
Bermudas?
Maybe it's more Mexican.
No, I don't think it's that. What does it
But
say?
Bermudas.
But
What's
nah,
Bermuda?
that's too much.
But then if you do Spanish Mexico, hold on.
'Cause
So how
we've
about
always
Spanish
used that.
slang? Spanish slang? Nope. Chores are not coming out anywhere.
I told you.
I remember like I've
Oh,
always
Pantalones
shorts.
cortos.
Los
Short-
pantalones
When it's
cortos.
cort- Yeah, I was gonna say
How
it's
did
two
you
words.
search up chores?
Dude, that's gonna
Los
be like the
pantalones
slang
cortos.
thing. Like,
Maybe it is a slang thing, but I've
Yeah,
never
it's a slang
heard
thing.
that. I've always heard chores, but no, but I get what Kevin was saying. Like how there was a lot of words. I feel like that ended up happening a lot too when you speak to people in general sometimes. And I feel like that happens in both languages. That's why sometimes I don't feel smart in either.
I see. It says right here. What
Scratching
does
your head.
provecho mean in Spanish when eating?
Yeah, that's what
Provecho o bien provecho generally translates to enjoy your meal.
Never
I think
heard of it before.
aprovechar is
Yeah.
something else.
See?
I think aprovechar
Even
and
though,
provecho are
even though
different
we're
words.
family, like you see, like we still like have very different experiences with Spanish.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I said.
Just the way that we grew up.
I think that's how everyone is with like when it comes to Spanish in general. Like there's no just one. There's
Correct.
different
Yeah,
ways.
there's a lot of
But there
different ways.
is enough there is enough Spanish for you to get by regardless. But like like if you're speaking to someone that's like Puerto Rican and stuff, and they're speaking like they're running a
They
mile
speak quick.
or they're in a
like,
race.
I know.
Then that's when you
They're
see
trying to
it's
get to
kinda
the
hard.
point, okay?
I get scared whenever I help them at work. I'm like, I'm scared.
I know. I'm just like, I know some of these words.
No, when I don't understand, you know what's my word? When I don't understand, I go, eh? That's
You make
that's
the
a
face
universal word. Everybody
Eh?
knows that. In every
I just-
language, everybody, yeah. I'm like,
Unless you're
Eh?
uneducated, you put the same mande. Mande?
Mande?
Excuse me?
That's true.
No, my mom gets mad when we say what instead of
Yeah.
mande. Se dice
Mande?
mande. No se
My
dice
brother
what.
says that now.
Yeah.
I make the twins say mande too.
Yeah, because it's more respectful. That's exactly
Yeah.
for you to raise.
That's to say what.
But
I'm just kidding.
wait, so
What?
when you guys have kids,
Christmas.
I mean, obviously Kevin already told us
Kevin
that
already
he
has.
want to teach them Spanish. Are you guys planning on teaching them Spanish?
100%.
Andres?
100%.
I'm not planning on having kids in general. I'm just kidding.
Okay. The
I
kids
mean, if I end up coming across children that are mine,
What?
then I guess
Why you like say it like that?
then
That's funny. man.
yeah, I mean, of course, I'd want them to know Spanish. They'd be
Yeah.
watching only Telenovelas and Dora the Explorer. It'd be Spanish all day or day, and yeah.
No, I feel like I would do the same. Yeah, I feel like I would do the same thing. Just because I love my brother, but I wish he
there's
knew a lot
but
more.
in that sense.
No, I love my brother. No, I love my brother, but
It's
I
cool or
wish.
not, but like. just-
No, I love my brother, but I wish he knew. He was like he taught it, but it's not his fault, obviously.
You know,
Yeah,
he's just.
it's
no, you
Mariela
should
and
not
Gerald's
have
fault.
said,
Yeah, you guys
"I
heard that,
love
right?
him."
I was like,
You guys heard that, right? He's coming
it's
at
the
you
way
guys.
she said it. It's the way she said it. You should not have said "but," Eileen. I love
Okay,
him
anyway,
sometimes,
should we wrap
but,
this
like,
up?
yeah.
It's funny because the twins'
Yeah.
vocabulary is like right now is like 70%, 80% Spanish and like 20% English.
But that's
That's
good
really
that you're still
good.
keeping it though, like that, because
Yeah.
then later on, because
Well, they're in
At
they're in
school-
They're gonna
school
use
and
it,
then they're
like-
picking up
Exactly.
more English right now.
They're
because
gonna
at
use it
school
later on.
it's
You
just
know?
gonna be like just 24/7 English, but then at home it should be just 24/7 Spanish.
It's like right now I have to like help him learn English, so I'm trying to talk to him in English, but I'm so used to talking to him in Spanish. Like I'm like I forget. I'm like in dad mode. Like in dad
Damn,
mode.
I
I'm
forget you're a
Spanish.
dad and you have a dad
I
mode.
feel like that's how my
You have a
Yeah,
my
dad
mom
dad
said
mode.
when I started school, I was kind of confused with Spanish. I mean English.
I feel like
Emma,
he's confused
recoger
in
eso
general.
ahorita. No quiero que tienes todos tus juguetes ahí. Apúrate.
You have an accent.
I know. I
Yeah.
told
No,
you.
Kevin has like
I
heaviest
told you,
accent
I-
from
it was-
everyone.
He has a really
But it
heavy
was
accent.
I
it was just,
do.
it was just funny because I feel like Kevin, you didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
like,
Oh
Kevin
man,
just
that's what
like-
I do say.
like
Emma?
you're-
Recoge tu baby ya, por favor. Ya, duérmase.
It is her.
That's probably why the twins are
That's
so
like that.
confused.
They're just looking at him like,
Not-
what?
Not even. They understand. They
No,
understand.
I'm just kidding. But it was just funny
They
the way you
probably
were
think
like,
your favorite word is
Okay, anyways, thank you guys for joining us for episode 11. This was it's a fun one. I like this one. It was pretty fun. Jesus Christ.
no, we
Jesus.
hope to come back to this episode again, but this time with
Yeah.
a guest.
I think this is a topic that we could always touch a little bit about with some of our guests that we're gonna have in the future. I think it'll be a fun topic.
Becky G would be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Becky
Yeah,
G, if you
yeah.
see this? No, wait. Becky
Yeah.
G, please contact us and let's set up a podcast. We're gonna cut
I
this
was
out and we're
singing
gonna
her
send that straight
song
to you.
before
All
we
right.
started.
All right.
Hey, what the hell? That's my girl right there.
Bye.
No. Don't say bye like that.
Okay. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Christopher
Bye.
always saying bye.
Why do you wait so long? Goodbye.